Hey everybody, welcome back to JakeBuilds. This time we're playing, fuck, I keep saying playing, god damn it. I already tried this intro once, I'm not doing it over again. This time we're building Sugai's Gelgoog from Mobile Suit Gundam GQuuuuuuX. It's a Gelgoog, and you might be asking yourself, that doesn't look like a Gelgoog from the Universal Century. No, it doesn't look like it. This is a Gelgoog. This is the master grade Char's Gelgoog that I had actually built not too long ago. This is what a Gelgoog is supposed to look like. This is the GQuuuuuuX version of the Gelgoog. Now, supposedly there's an explanation for the fact that this was supposed to be this universe's gem, but we wound up becoming a Gelgoog instead because it needed an advanced mobile suit. And considering if you watch the show, you know Zeon kind of controls everything, you know, as Zeon does, but there's still a ton of info. Go watch the show. It explains a bit more of what's going on. Anyway, this is the box of the Gelgoog, of two Gelgoogs. One is Sugai's Gelgoog, and the other one is Bogan's Gelgoog. Sorry, I had to look up for a second. I had to remember the name of it. Yeah, Bogan's Gelgoog, which is like a combination of black, green, and yellow. Here, Sugai's is typical gym colors, which is white, red, and yellow with blue eyes. Pretty neat. Side of the box here has more action poses. Has two beam guns, beam saber, a whip, and multiple hands, which are pretty cool, including a hand for the for the whip. Pretty neat. Tossing the box off to the side there. Honestly, I don't know how much I like the design. It is very much gym inspired, which is okay, and it does have a bit more greebling going on than typical. Well, it's typical of the GQuuuuuuX series, but atypical of the Universal Century, if that makes sense. Anyway, moving on to Jesus. Runner A. It's our multicolor runner. We've got white, red, yellow, and I'd say a dark gray. Yeah, let's call that a dark gray right there. From Runner A to Runner B, which is actually another multicolor runner, which we have more yellow parts here, white and that dark gray. Pretty neat, like how it looks. Moving on to Runner C1 and C2. As you can see here, they're both molded in white plastic. Pretty neat. Not much to say, it's just bare bones, basic white plastic. Fun times. And then of course we have D1 and D2. These are in that darkish gray color. Pretty neat. This color I'm not really... It's fine. Typically. I mean, I wish it was a bit more darker, but you know, I can't get like Vada Black on shit, so... If you don't know what I'm talking about, Vada Black is like a black that doesn't reflect any light at all, which is pretty neat. So it just looks like a black void. Anyway, moving on to E and beam sabers. E, believe it or not, I originally thought that the eyes on the Gelgoog were actually going to be a sticker, which, you know, when you haven't built the kit yet, kind of makes you think, I wonder if that's just going to be one big sticker. Nope, it is actually a molded part, believe it or not. Look at that. Same thing with the beam sabers. These are a bit shorter than normal beam sabers, which is okay. I mean, nothing's wrong with a short beam saber, guys. I mean, come on. You know, gotta like it with short beam sabers. You know what? I've had too much caffeine and I've also been up since like 5 a.m. So, 5. I didn't sleep well. So, of course we have the little wire here for the, you know, the little wire whip that comes with the Gelgoog. Pretty neat. I do like it when they include this kind of stuff. And you know what? A first for one of these kits is that there are no color correcting stickers. This is the only sticker you get, which is actually the symbol on the right, no, the left of Sugai's Gelgoog's arm. which is pretty neat. I appreciate when I don't have color correcting stickers, which I'm thinking that may not last. And the only problem I had with the Zaku Police, which I'll also link, is that it had one too many stickers. Most of them were decals, which is okay, but some of them had to wrap around other parts, which is kind of weird. I don't know. I don't like it when things have to wrap around. I like it when stickers go right into a little crevice / hole, and that's good enough for me. I'm not gonna split hairs there, but yeah, it's not fun when you have to wrap it around an arm. Either way, let's see. Anything else I'm missing before we get started? No. So let's get building.